Welcome to the Evolver Racing Beginner's Guide to Practice series in iRacing. Our aim is to help take you from iRacing Rookie to iRacing Regular. In practice, you want to accomplish three things. First, become familiar with the track. Second, run consistent laps without crashing. And third, build up your speed enough to be competitive. Today we will walk through how to achieve the familiarity and consistency. Before we get started talking about practice strategies, there are two things I would like you to adjust prior to running your first laps. A great tip to help with the Skip Barber practice is to adjust your sound settings, specifically the engine. What I noticed was the engine noise was overpowering the sound from the tires, limiting that feedback. Go into your sound settings once you are in a test session and turn your engine sound down. I reduced mine to -7 decibels. That helped me a lot, and I think it will help you as well. The second tip has to do with your setup. We won't dive deep into setup now, that will be another video. But I do think you should go ahead and adjust your fuel level from the iRacing baseline setup. Always practice with 3.1 gallons because that's the amount you'll need for the race. Go ahead and save that as a new setup. First thing we will talk about is our Stage 1 practice. How do you know if you need Stage 1 practice? Simple. If you can visualize driving the entire circuit in your head, go ahead and skip Stage 1. If not, start here. Stage 1 practice should be done alone in a test session. This test has nothing to do with speed or lap times. The only point of Stage 1 practice is to get familiar with the track. Start your Stage 1 practice lapping at pace car speed for a few laps and slowly working up your pace little by little. There should be no pressure to go fast. You aren't aiming for speed at this point. Running a lap, crashing, then starting over will not help you. It will be hard to resist the temptation to push the limits. Use this time to study the track and its layout, as well as looking for visual cues that you may be able to use for braking and turn-in points. If you are brand new to the circuit, my advice would be to run at least 3 sessions, which would be probably 40 to 50 laps, in Stage 1 practice. Moving on to Stage 2 practice, we will focus on consistency. Being able to run consistent laps is key to being able to finish races. Finishing races is not only super important to move up through the license ranks, but you will find that avoiding contact with other cars and avoiding off-track incidents will almost always gain you a few spots in any given race. To start your Stage 2 practice session, you want to go again in a test session. The big difference between Stage 2 and Stage 1 is that in Stage 2, you will begin to advance your lap times. Like we said earlier, crashing and restarting your run should be avoided at all costs. One thing to keep in mind with the Skip Barber cars is that your grip level will be severely reduced the first few laps. Drive those laps almost as if you were on ice. Once you feel the tires begin to grip, go ahead and slowly drive a little harder each lap. Be mindful of where your braking points are so you can go a few feet further each time as you get more comfortable. As you push more and more, you will likely exceed track limits and perhaps even crash. Don't be discouraged by that. If that happens, fire up a replay and try to see where you went wrong. Did you brake too far into the corner compared to other laps? Did you apply more brake pressure than other laps? Was your angle into the corner different? This practice stage is going to take multiple sessions, probably more than stage 1. That could mean at least 3 to 5 different fuel runs, maybe more. After each run, compare your lap times to previous runs and evaluate if your lap times are still improving. If they are still improving from previous runs, then keep running more and more fuel runs. Once you hit a plateau and you can easily run a fuel run without incidents, then it's time to move on to the next stage. A quick recap of what we covered. Stage 1 practice should be run for 40 to 50 laps so you can familiarize yourself with the track. Run this slow and steady without pushing the limits. Stage 2 practice should be run to create consistency in your lap times and slowly build speed. Patience and time will get you where you need to be. Coming up in our next video in the Beginner's Guide to Practice, we will tackle a fun topic: speed. If you are enjoying these videos, please subscribe to receive notifications when future videos are released. Have a great day.